Good morning, my name is Richard Lannen, rides with Cannon, and we've had a tiny amount of snow. But I guarantee you some people have thought about having the day off work. Welcome to the vlog. So I popped into the tea room to show you our new coffee machine. So this coffee machine is beautiful. As I said before, her name is Zoe. She's the newest member of the team. This is the Sanremo Zoe. It's a 2-group coffee machine. It's capable of up to 250 coffees a day comfortably. It's got a 10-litre boiler. It regulates temperature and fills itself. It has 2 steam wands. And these handles are very good because it's only a half turn to turn on the steam. I won't do it yet because it's not ready. So it's just warming up. Comes with 2 double handles and a single. And above here you've got a cup guard, and this is heated, so it heats the cups. But realistically, if you're trying to make a hot cup, you will have to add some water in. It's not hot, it's just warm, keeps them warm. So this is an automatic grinder, and basically what that means is as you take a few scoops out, it will start auto grinding and refilling, so you don't have to grind every time. It always keeps some in supply and off, so if you don't want the noise of every time you take a few scoops, do it as you go. That's been set up by Mark. So this was installed by a guy called Mark. He is an absolute legend. Anyone mentions me and my espressos, Mark drinks probably around 50 to 80 espressos a day. Wired. But so he is a legend, and his doctor's not too happy with him, but he's a legend. So we've had some training on the machine. We got that all as part of the package. We got this machine from B Machines, and so far so good. Absolutely everything. So far I've dealt with Lorenzo, who is also Italian, maybe a link there, and the whole experience with B Machines has been good. The delivery came when it said. I don't even know how they managed to do this, but they managed to tie up the coffee machine delivery with the accessories delivery from 2 different companies. They came at exactly the same time. Just worked out, could have been a fluke, could have been really good planning on their part. So now comes the part where we are testing coffees. So we've got a few samples of coffees that we are trying. So we've got quite an expensive one, and then the other 2 I think are fairly similar, but we're going by taste. And of course, Sophie and I have different tastes, so we need other people's opinions and just sort of try and find a middle of the road. One that's not too expensive, but tastes really good. Ultimately, if it turns out that the most expensive one is the best coffee, we may have to consider it, but yeah, we'll cross that bridge. I think she's nearly warm. While we're waiting then, tea room progress. So as I said before, this side will now change. So this boiler has moved, it was over there. Zoe's now in place and the grinder is here. Now we just have to rejig this bit just to work out where jugs are going. Also, I need to get the teas back in because as you can see, they're all there. And this is a tea room after all, not a coffee shop. So we need to have the teas. They may go up there, but that's a bit high. So I may have to try and, the idea is to possibly fit a shelf sort of here, although that won't be possible here. So I don't know what to do about that. I'll have to work it out. The coffee machine is plumbed into the electrics and the plumbing. That went with no problems at all. Mark knew exactly what to do and how he was doing it, even with this weird setup that we've got here. So I've just got to work out wastage, but I am waiting because I need to drill the hole for this boiler through to get the water connected up. And then we're back in action. This coffee machine is capable of dispensing hot water. However, because this is a tea room, we deal a lot with tea and pots, and they need a lot of extra water. This, if we started using that to fill up pots of tea, would probably start draining the pressure too much so that we wouldn't have steam. It's a 10-litre boiler, but as Mark explained, it's split. So you've got 6 litres of hot water, and then they've got 4 litres marked for steam. So with that kind of thing, it'd only take a couple of teapots to completely knock it down. So it just wouldn't cope in the higher periods, which is why this boiler, the Burco, is a 10-litre autofill boiler which basically can do it off tap. Now, when I set this up, I was draining it and trying to make it empty. It never did. It just keeps producing, albeit it dropped down to sort of a dribble. It was still hot water coming out. So really good, really happy with this so far. We do need them to work together as a team. That's why we needed both. Time to make a coffee. When you're putting it in the handle, you should be able to tamp it enough so that you can turn it upside down, it doesn't fall out. That's when you know it's in properly. I've made mistakes. Now this isn't the right kind of cup that you should be drinking it in. You should be drinking it in a... You should really drink espresso in a little cup, warmed. But it does hit the spot for me. I think that came out a little bit quick, so I will try another one, another double. Included with the machine, we had the Barista kit that came from B Machines, and that included the grinder, but it also had the pull-out drawer for the... Oh, Sophie's cleaned it, well done. The pull-out drawer, for the grounds pull-out drawer, just to get rid of the grounds out of the handles. Little tapping bar, and it's out. So when Mark set these up, you've got these buttons. One, they're replaceable. Then you've got these buttons. So because there's a 2 group, it means you have two places to make the coffee. Both buttons are the same. This side is the master. So whatever you do with this one, this will copy. Unless you want to change them to be completely individually, you can program this system so that you can have completely different levels. You set the levels by programming using the, I think it's this button from memory. Press and hold it, it flashes. You then set the level of each of these buttons, and then if you want these to be completely different, you can have that. But the way we're setting up this machine is they'll both be doing the same thing. And we're keeping the one separate because we've got a few different types of milk that we'll be stocking, which could be interesting. Otherwise, it has a free flow. That's the hot water button. You just press that, it comes out, and the same on this side. Then you've got the free flow button. If you press this, it just pumps water through to rinse. You can use that button, you can use that button to rinse, or basically any of these, because if you just press it and stop it, it stops. But it's automated to the point where it gives you the right amount of water to make the right size coffee. Ooh, next shot. I have to admit, I only had 1 shot of coffee this morning because we didn't have enough beans in there. I ran it down. We tested one of the coffees yesterday, but to be honest, it tasted completely different to how it tastes coming out of a real traditional coffee machine. The bean to cup machine is brilliant. It's very easy to use. It's convenient. It's there. It doesn't take nowhere near as long to turn on and set up and things like that. It doesn't take up as much space, but it does mess around with the taste a little bit. So you need the right kind of pressure. It's a completely different thing. Now, I've always dreamed of having one of these at home. And Mark, the engineer himself, had a 1 group at home. It takes a little bit longer to warm up. When he makes coffee for his friends, you know, he spends a lot of time doing that. Then you have to clean down the machine and make sure it's all right. So you do lose a lot of time, whereas the bean to cup machines do all the work for you. So, and at the prices they're coming to now, you know, you can get one in your home for around £100. But I still suggest, if you're a real coffee lover, either go to your local coffee shops or buy one of these. Maybe they do a compact version, they do a 1 group, so you could have one of these at home. But this is the matte black. When I knew they had the matte black, it just goes with the sign. It completely fits in here, I think, perfectly. And Sophie, I'd say she wasn't as keen for a coffee machine as me, but she loved the idea because, of course, we can froth the milk for the hot chocolates, and that is a big seller. So that's changing everything. And I think Sophie was quite excited when she was trying it yesterday, bringing out... Sophie's had training, she's actually used to make coffee, so she knows what she's doing. So I think it's more exciting for me. So there was another reason why I had to pop in. I'm on my way to my appointment shortly, but I just needed to get the Deliveroo tablet to get our number off for packaging, because you can order, so I can order some packaging which we need for this week. They're pretty good with the delivery though, to be fair. I've got some packaging coming, just finishing off a little bit, and then that's it. We'll be online. So I'm home, I've eaten, I've said this before, and I've made the fatal mistake. I needed to go and paint a floor at the tea room tonight. I ended up going to Argos to return something, buy something, Hobbycraft, and I needed to go to Screwfix, and I had to sort out the floor paint. So that basically took up quite a bit of time tonight. I've now popped home to see Molly. She'd already fallen asleep on Sophie when she got back, and I've just been fighting with myself about whether I should go to the tea room now. It's now 9:20, paint the floor, and then it's got a good chance to dry. But I'm now thinking I'll probably do it the other way around. So I'm going to go to bed now, 9 o'clock maybe 9:30, and get up early in the morning and get it done that way. I've got an appointment sort of early on, so if I go really early, I can come home, get changed, go to that, and then it's done. Also, I can have espressos in the morning, and if I go to the tea room now, I really want an espresso. And I don't know if... I can usually go to sleep after having an espresso, but I just don't know if it would affect me tonight or not. I didn't sleep too well last night, nor did Sophie, because Molly kept waking up for some reason. She woke up about half one in the morning and stayed awake. Stayed awake for a while, but to be fair, Sophie stayed with her most of the night, so I'm not sure. But I couldn't sleep because I knew they were down. It was one of those nights. But I do need an early night, I think, just to catch up. I really wanted to carry on with the vlogs, because one thing I found yesterday, I managed to upload 3 vlogs just to catch up a little bit, and it was great seeing some of the old footage. And it's only been a week. It's been literally a week, and it didn't take me that long to edit them. It was more just getting in the right place in the time sort of frame of mind to do that, to edit, and then I sort of just got on with it. But yeah, it is worth it. It's worth doing. It's work, but it doesn't seem like work if you enjoy it. So I do enjoy it. I'm just really struggling for time at the moment. There's always, at the moment, there's deadlines with the tea room. There's always something we're aiming for. There'll come a time where it relaxes off slightly, and then we can be into more the running. But as it's a setup and we're trying to get things rolling and running, I don't think it's like most things. It'll never ever be finished as such, because there'll all be something to do. There's always something that you can paint, update, paint or update, and there's tiny little details like with the accounts. Speaking with Michelle, the accountant, Zero does a lot of work, but you need to set it up right. So I've had a chat with her now, and I know what I need to do with all that. And it's a little bit more involved than I was expecting. Just a quick upload from the till system and do that. But you need to, once it's set up right, it will make things easy in the long run. And actually Zero is a better way of doing things, because it will go into the right places. Michelle can check it in on it whenever she needs to and help me out if I ever get stuck. And thank you for watching. Until next time.